Sabo is the deck that I'm committing to in OP13, and even though it's not part of the big three of Ace, Zoro, or Emu, it's still competing in the top spots of the rankings in terms of this format, and especially with some cards that it's been getting in 12, 13, right? There's some really good synergy within this deck. This deck pretty much revolves around the secret rare blocker from OP13, this Sabo. It's a 6 cost, 7,000 power blocker, right? Which may not seem like much, but on this activate main, once per turn, you can give up to one of your characters +2 cost until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then give Arrested Dawn to your leader. That synergizes so well with the red-black Sabo and his abilities. If you do not know this leader, Dressrosa Rev Army, 5 life, red-black leader, 5,000 power, has a Dawn ×1 ability of if you have a character with cost of 8 or more, all of your characters and leader gain 1,000 powers. So this Sabo, because you can give that +2 cost to itself, right, that becomes an 8 cost, and you're able to get that +1,000 power. And also you have other cards in here that give you that as well, including Hack, right? Hack being able on 4 as early as 4 give you +1,000 power. It works out really nice, especially in the earlier stages of the game, because if you have 4 or more life cards, you give this leader -1,000 power. So yes, technically at the start of the game, you're a 4,000 power leader, but once you start getting into the late stages of the game, when you're at 3, 2, 1 life, you're sitting at more than likely a 6,000 power leader, because especially with Dragon on the field, right? Dragon being able to play out a 6 cost or less body, which can be this Sabo. You have multiple 8 cost bodies on the field that your opponent has to deal with, and I don't really think there's any decks right now that really can deal with it consistently enough to be able to stop your leader effect from proccing. I have a couple other cards that I really like within this deck list, right? I like a couple copies of this Dragon. It is searchable as a Revolutionary Army card, right? You can find it off the 1-drop Red Bellow Betty. You can find it off the Koala from OP12. You can even find it off the Garp, right? Because Garp finds 3 costs or more, as well as Captains Assemble and Revolutionary Army HQ. I have a 1 of Sabo in here because I think that this is just generally a good card, although it's been kind of power crept out of the format, right? It's not as good as it used to be. Sometimes that protection effect is just super good. And a couple copies of Koala as well. This is just the more consistency to be able to have an 8 cost on the field and proc your leader ability, especially on the odd curve earlier in the game, right? Because especially on 5, you can go ahead, slam this Koala down on the field, put a card from your trash to the bottom of your deck, and give Arrested Dawn to your leader to make you +1,000 power, because you have an 8 cost on the field as Koala gains +3 if you have a Rev Army type. Got a couple copies of St. Marcus Mars in this list. St. Marcus Mars is just a generally good removal card for black decks in general, right? Although you first think of Emu, he's just a nice one, right? Being able to KO a base cost of 5 or less really works out in a ton of situations when you have cost manipulation or anything like that, you know, where cost is going up on your opponent's side. You can ignore that with that 5 or less. And because in this deck you can have 7 or more cards in trash decently easily, right, with effects that trash cards on your searches like Koala and Captains Assemble, and you know you're trashing a card with HQ every single turn. This guy actually can also gain blocker on the field, so he's a really standstill wall of a blocker, which is really nice in a lot of situations, even if he's only 5,000 power. And the other kind of tech card that I have in here is a couple copies of Stussy. I've talked about it on the channel before if you've seen like the market watches. Stussy is just a good removal card in general, right? Especially with a lot of the big bodies that are coming out in this format and are being played on the field. This Stussy can remove anything, right? And a lot of times as well, you know, you're playing one of your 3 searchers in the early stages of the game and that card just stays on the field. Stussy can just remove that card, right? Can remove one of your searchers that's literally not doing anything. So I'm a huge fan of this deck. I really like this. I think it's very, very cool. And I've got some games lined up for you to kind of showcase the deck a little bit and how it's played. So hope you enjoy that. And let's get to those games after we hear from the word of our sponsor that's paying rent for me this month and sponsoring the video. Such a weird transition. Listen, if you're itching for a brand new playmat, now is the time to check out Nen Garden, the sponsor of this video. Not only do they have brand new pre-orders up on their website for Chaos Crew, Green Fury, and the Absolute Ruler designs, which by the way, are phenomenal. But if you're a little indecisive or want a little bit of mystery in your life, check out their new promotion this month only for the Halloween Mystery Playmat sale. You not only get a random playmat at a discounted price, but on top of that, you get a free 10-card sleeve set alongside your order in this promotion. Plus, if you want a ton of other great accessories that aren't just playmats, they've got the King of Hearts t-shirt, matching pin, other pins alongside of it through the whole cake island, and even stickers. Make sure with whatever you want in Nen Garden, use my code Atrocious for 8% off. The link to their website is in the description below. Thank you so much for Nen Garden for sponsoring the video, and let's get back to that video. Okay, so first we're going to talk about Red Black Sabo versus Roger. Now, Roger, although not like a top 3 deck, is still a good and viable deck that is going to be around in the format, especially in OP13 that you're going to have to watch out for. So I am going first. They chose second in this matchup. I'm going to go ahead and use Captain's Assemble, really thinking about whether or not I want Dragon or Sabo. There's pros and cons to both, but I have a good feeling that I'm going to see Sabo later in the game in comparison to Dragon because I run fewer counts of Dragon. So decide to just grab that now. I don't really have a better play other than using Garp right on this turn, so I'll just go ahead and swing 6, especially while he's a 5k leader. And so using that Garp, I'm going to be able to look for a card that I maybe want. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab the 2k Sabo just because I want a little bit more counter in my hand, right? Especially because he's always in the early game going to be swinging 6. And when I become a 5,000 power leader instead of a 4,000 power leader, that's going to be helpful. So I have a couple of the 6 drops, right, of the 5 elders in my hand. Not really needed as of right now as there's no characters on the field, but I think my best play right now on 5 is just to put down the hack and be able to swing 6. Right, I got an 8 cost on the field, so I get plus 1,000 power, which is super nice. And now that I'm past 6 done, I'm going to be going ahead and playing a Sabo here. Sabo are debatably the best card in the deck, right? Being able to not only fulfill that 8 cost, but also get it done on curve on your leader. Now that I'm at 3 life, I'm going to be a 7,000 power leader on a lot of these swings. And with the koala now, I've got to decide between if I want more counter or if I maybe want a koala or hack, and I just go for more counter, especially because he at this point is going to soon be a 7,000 power leader, going to be swinging 8. I'm going to need a little bit of counter. So with the Silver's Rayleigh, right, it's just a 5 cost or less. It's not an original 5 cost or less, so hack or Sabo cannot be blocked, or I'm sorry, rested on this. So now I got to think about what I want to do on these swings because I know I got an 8,000 and a 9 or 10,000 power swing. So because I grabbed all that counter, all those 2Ks and stuff, I'm going to be able to not sacrifice any of my life. And now here's kind of the more tricky part, I think, because I don't think I have a 6 cost Sabo in trash to be able to pair. Oh, I do have one to be able to pair with Dragon. That's right, because I didn't grab it earlier. So playing Dragon right now is going to be able to fill my bench entirely or my field entirely, especially with double Sabo, right? I'm going to be able to use both of these effects to give Rested Dawn to my leader. And now he's going to be, a quick math, an 8,000 power swing if I decide to go ahead and swing with 2 Dawn attached. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Force another 2K in his hand, right? He gave me some 2Ks early in the game, only 5 cards in hand, 6 at this time. And I feel pretty good at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and swing, right? I swing this Sabo to get another life, get him down to 2, because I have a pretty good feeling that I'm not going to lose any bodies, right? If he tries to compete with board, he's got to play some of these bigger bodies. That means not too much attached Dawn, and so I think it's going to work out favorably for me. So he starts out with the Shanks, draws a Buggy. That's a card I'm not really worried about, just a 2K in the hand. that I have to think about. Now with the 7,000 power swing, just an easy 2K to get out of this if I want to go ahead and do that. So I go ahead and 2K out of the one. He's got a dragon of his own, so he's going to put the Dawn on his Rayleigh. Now swing at the Sabo. There's a couple of interesting things that I can do, right? I can block with Hack if I want, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Waxing Fist event card because it is plus 4,000, go up to 12. I'm fine taking this life and going to 2. And now I've got stuff on the field that I can do. I've got my own dragon that I can play to apply some pressure, right? A full board at this point. I got to remember that Hack is a blocker. And now using the Sabo effects as well after using the first one, I'm going to go ahead and swing 9,000 power at the Roger, right? He's got 7 cards in hand and 1 Dawn up. That's probably one of the 1-cost events, either the Radical Beam or the purple one that came in the set for Rogers. So I'm going to go ahead and swing now with these other bodies. I realized at this point as well that Sabo can only attach to a leader. So there's an extra Dawn attached to my leader at this point. So peeking at the top 3, looking for exactly this card, Waxing Fist, just to leave 1 up. And now we're going to swing 9 with the Dragon. Is going to command 2 cards from him on these 10k swings if he wants to get out of it. 2k, 1k, 2k, 1k, or maybe a Radical Beam. And so now I'm also thinking about right now, ooh, do I want to swing with these blocker Sabos, right? I'm not really worried about losing, I think, in this turn, even if it is something like another Dragon or Roger or something like that. But he starts off with the Shanks body, just trying to find a piece of the puzzle, finds Nekomamushi, just another 2k, so I know he's got Buggy and Nekomamushi in hand. Goes ahead and swings another Bear 7. I got some 2Ks that I can utilize with Sabo and Hack, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Hack right there to get out of that swing. Then we'll see where these other ones go. He's been kind of balancing between competing at board and also the life. So I'm actually going to get rid of Hack. I think I kind of could have got rid of the Elder that's in my hand, right? Because it is just 1k in the power, but I'm going to keep my board as long as possible right now, especially because I had a feeling that another Silver's Rayleigh was going to come down. So just going to go ahead and block this one right here and get rid of one of the Shanks because it's the only option that I can do. Now I kind of have a full set of Dawn at my disposal. I don't need to use the Elder that's in my hand, but with attaching 1 Dawn, now I can go in and just swing big numbers right at this Rayleigh. No blockers on the field. 5 cards in hand, and now only 4 with the rested Dawn. So I have a pretty good feeling that I'm going to be able to claim the win in this game. Swing with my bodies right here. I probably should be swinging 9 on these just to be able to force 2k, 1k, but I don't think in the end it's really going to matter, even with no Dawn up. Just this big swing, 15 at lead, is going to be able to net the win in this one and claim the win on Roger. Now, I've also got Boa Hancock here, which I think is not necessarily one that you'll see a ton of in the OP13 format, but I think especially with the brand new Jinbei that came out in PRBO2, it's something that you're going to probably see a little bit more often because I think it's a great card in these blue 7 Warlords of the Sea type decks. So I've been opted to go second, which I think is fine with me. I like this hand. I like that I've got the Sabo, a searcher for the beginning of the game, a little bit of counter, and also Stussy, right? Stussy being able to get rid of a huge body that comes out on the field. So they're going to be starting off in this game going first. They've got a Kaya to be able to draw and filter. I know one of the cards that a lot of Boas end up playing, especially for 1-drop 2Ks. So pitching a Gravity Blade and Slave Arrow, and as I top deck a 1-drop, this is going to be a pretty nice turn 1. I feel like I'm going to be able to find a lot of pieces on these searches. So go ahead and grab a Sabo off the Bello Betty search, and now I've got a Garp search coming in right now to be able to find something else. I can find Hack, I can find Dragon, but I'm going to opt for the Dragon. I think there's an argument that you could grab Hack to be able to use on the next turn, right? Because Boa a lot of times plays a lot of like 4-drops and something like that, right, with the 7 Warlords of the Sea kind of engine. But I still feel pretty good about my hand right now because the Sabos, I don't know if the Sabos will be leaving the field very soon as they come down, right, because they're out of Jozu threshold with their own abilities. So I have a feeling that it's probably going to be a pretty good card in the matchup. Starts out swinging 7,000 power, and I take it, obviously, because I'm a 4,000 power leader, and the other Kaya comes in. So getting a lot of draw, getting a lot of filter, but playing a lot of 2Ks, especially because off that Kaya, they pitch 2Ks, and they only have 4 cards in hand. So I'm trying to think about what I want to do right now, and I think I'm just going to swing 5-5 because I didn't take the hack, right? Swing 5,000 with leader, especially with such a low hand size, and attach 3 to one of my 1-drops and swing another 5,000. So I think that this is a pretty good start for me. I don't feel too bad. I guess the only thing that I'm worried about is a pudding, but because he took the first 2 swings that I did on that turn, feel pretty good getting him to 3 life already at this point. So I'm going to be continuing on now at 5. Probably going to play a body at this point, right, for Boa, but 6,000 power swing, I'll just take, right, it's going to be another dragon, and a Marco comes in. Marco, just a really good card if you're able to get them from PRBO2, but going to start off in my Sabo turns, boost the Sabo up by 2 cost, just in case of something like a Jozu to bounce back the Kayas, and the 7,000 swing connects, getting the 3rd life on this Boa, right? So playing the pudding kind of stinks. I did have a pretty stacked up hand, but one thing that I've really enjoyed, right, and has really benefited me in this game is all the 2Ks that have been played, right? We saw the 2 Kayas come down. We've seen this Otama come down, as well as pitching on a Kaya a couple 2Ks. So I'm going to be doing this block right here, and I'm going to be pitching away the Garb. Keep the Sabo on the field for just a little bit longer, and I don't think I'm going to be playing Dragon on this turn, right, even though I'm on 8. I think I just want to establish my board and use these Captain's Assembles to be able to find different pieces. So grab a couple dragons over here and a 2K. Sadly, can't grab this Stussy. The 2K is kind of nice, and now because I rested with some of those events, going to be able to use that Sabo event to be able to get a Dawn on my leader. Because my Garp is 3 now, he's going to be swinging 6,000 with the 3 Dawn. Wanted to swing 6 just in case of the Marco block right here, but ended up a weird thing, I think maybe a misclick or something, ended up countering out of that, but then still taking the life going to 1. So I'm going to start swinging big now, 9,000 power. He blocks with the Marco. Literally no threats on the field right now with the Boa. I think maybe a little bit of a low roll game if we're talking about the Boa right now, but does have that 6 cost Boa to bottom deck one of my bodies, and so announces that my Sabo cannot attack. So really the only thing, unless I play the Rush 8 cost Dragon, that is going to swing in this turn is going to be just my leader. So I'm thinking about blocking and countering, but I decided to not counter out of it because I'm going to play the Dragon this turn, right? One of the cool things about the synergy of the black 8-cost Dragon from OP12 in this deck is that you can block with your Sabo secret rare blocker and then immediately on the next turn get it back out onto the field because of the Dragon. It's such a good combination and flows so well, and it fits really nice. I didn't really want to get rid of anything in my hand with the Rev Army HQ at the time, and the Red Rock is going to go ahead and bottom deck my Sabo. So don't have the Sabo anymore, but he's still sitting at 1 life and not really a threatening board, just a Boa. I'm still at 3, and I've got a bit of counter in hand, so I'm going to be swinging some big swings in this coming turn, and we'll see if he gets out of it. So going to be getting a Waxing Fist, not really a trigger that I care for too much at this point. And the Marco comes in. The Marco does make my lethal math not impossible, but definitely a lot harder. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play that Dragon down onto, or maybe the Sabo down on the field. I thought I was going to play the Dragon, but use that Sabo effect, right? Just get a blocker of my own because my blocker pretty much just as valuable as his, right. So going to start out swinging 9,000 at leader with the leader swing right after using that Sabo effect, and probably going to end up swinging 11 with, or 10, I'm sorry, with the dragon right here because he's an 8,000 power plus 1 because of my leader effect, and another 10. So after blocking with the Marco, he is going to once again go on this combo of Red Rock and 4 Dawn left open, but I'm still chilling right now. I don't think I'm worried about really anything at all. He's got attached Dawn to leader to be able to get out of it, and especially with the Otama, right? That's the 4th 2K he's played out onto the field. I feel like he's got nothing in hand going on right now. So with that 8,000 power, I know that there's not going to be a blocker in there. So just Waxing Fist going to get me up to 10, and the 8-cost Red Dragon in my hand should net me the game. Now, just in case, want to attach one to my leader first and use this event, or the stage, I'm sorry, just to be able to find a little bit of something, and not revealing what I've got in my hand. Just going to start out swinging 9. Going to force a lot of 2Ks. That is a ton of 2Ks in his hand right now. And so with the dragon now swinging 10 because he's a 9,000 power base, he's going to counter out, but not enough. And I'm going to claim the win on this one. Definitely a little bit stranger of the game, and I wish he would have played those Luffy's, but it is what it is. Okay, now we've got this in this game against Ace. I think I'm going to keep this hand. I am going first in this one, and I think I just want to Captain's Assemble. I don't really have anything that I want to trash. Probably just going to grab Koala to build trash. It's a little bit awkward of a hand, but I think it'll work out. I'm saving the Stussy for the 10-cost Edward Newgate for sure. So going on 3, probably want to start out with Koala first just to see what I can get. The Sabo in the trash is going to be really good. I think I just want to get 2K. This would only be a 5K swing if I did that, so might as well just do this. Get rid of the Waxing Fist. Try to find... I could... No, I can't grab that. Probably just want to grab that and then pass. Don't have anything else to do. This next turn will feel really bad, though, if I can only go in with Sabo. I think he's going to play Marco here. Or, I mean, I can't even play it. Ooh, Cavendish. Okay. So if I had the Marcus Mars, that would be really, really good right here. But I don't, unfortunately. So I can go ahead and rotate one of these bodies just to see if I can find, like, Hack. Hack is really nice to find right here. I kind of want Dragon, but this will work out. And he's got no Dawn on his leader, so this 6K swing can't use his 1 leader effect. He can use the pitch 1 to minus 2,000, but he can't do the other one, right? Drawing extra cards off of taking life. So thankfully, we found that hack, sadly at the cost of a 2K, but we will be able to get rid of this Cavendish. I mean, I can just do it right here, I think. I think I might 2K out of it. I might 2K out of it and just block this, especially if it swings like 7 or something like that. So yeah, if he swings 7,000 power, I'm going to want to do that. So let's go ahead, block, give 2K, or counter and give 2K, and then we'll block this swing probably. Because at 6, well, I guess he could play, yeah, Jozu. I just thought of Jozu. I was like, oh boy. Oh, actually, but Jozu doesn't work on Hack because Hack is an 8 cost right now. So I guess that kind of works out for him a little bit because he can't use I can't use Hack to be able to KO that, but I'm going to be able to establish Sabo now, so I'm chilling. You're a little late to the party, buddy. We're definitely going to do this, so we'll just go ahead and do this. Give that there. Probably just want to go ahead and swing 8. I think swinging 8 is probably fine. It does force like 2 cards in the hand. So yeah, there's that one, and then has to force another one. So do I want to use this stage? I think I do want to use this stage to try to find something. Dragon's pretty good card to find, especially because now I can block with this Sabo and then bring him right back, or I can just get the Sabo that I have in the trash. So He's at 8, but he's not playing the 8 cost event, which is really nice. There's a Yamato. Let's see. Still healthy at 3 life, though. Probably just getting rid. I could use St. Marcus Mars, to be honest. 8,000 power. He's going to swing 8 here, probably. I'll go ahead and block with Hack. I don't want to give up too much. I still have the Sabo here, so. Is there a reason ever to use this on the next turn, actually? He will be a blocker. I don't think I want to block and give up 2K. I'm alright going to 2, I think, right now. Yeah, maybe I just set up the hand a little bit more and I go St. Marcus Mars and Bello Betty. That could be interesting. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that out. I haven't used him all day. I want to get rid of a 5 cost or less. The question is, what card do I want to get rid of in my hand? Let's see what Bello Betty gets. Bello Betty might get me something that I want to trash. I like this Sabo. I don't want to trash it really, though. I could use Dragon, though. Let's just go ahead and grab Dragon. I think that's fine. Still don't know what I want to trash. Maybe this Dragon. Yeah, maybe I'll trash that Dragon. Go ahead, give +2 cost, and let's see, that's 8 right there. So I could just go ahead, swing 9 at face. Again, just force him to give a lot of cards. Then go here, select a card to trash. I think it's going to be this Dragon. Just get rid of that. He should be blocker now as well. So I can just use him as like almost like a chum blocker in a sense. 10 costs. Newgate's probably coming in on this turn, right? He's got a lot of cards in hand. I've got double Dragon working. I might play Stussy. It depends. Can this find character cards? No, this is just a card. So he does find the I Am Whitebeard, so he is probably playing it at the end of this turn. I like the Otama, right? That's a 2K out of hand. It's just trying to do a little bit of hand filtering at this point. Let's see. Pitch Marco. I'm doing this one live, by the way, and not pre-recorded, so it's a little bit different. I think I just go ahead with the free block there. I don't really give up any information. Then this can just be a 2K out of it. Yeah, we could just 2K out of this one. We can save him a little bit longer. This guy comes out. I think what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to Stussy him. I don't think I need to really do too much. I don't care about the tax part. So let's go ahead. Let's just do Stussy, trash this Koala, get rid of this guy. Go ahead, give +2. I again don't think I really want to cycle, and we'll just swing 8 here, I think. The tax part really doesn't matter too much in this matchup specifically because I have so many blockers that I want to do. There's a lot of times where I'm just like swinging leader, and that's fine. So we're in a pretty good spot, I think, especially because we have another Stussy to go in if he does another I Am Whitebeard play. And this is why Stussy is so good, right? Especially as a just generic card for black. So I don't really want to give too much up here, so I think I'm just going to block with Marcus. Just get rid of him there. Stussy can probably get rid of him if I want to, because Stussy is going to be swinging 10,000 power. He can't just hard play a 10 cost, so he has to have another one of those events at this point. And if he doesn't have another one of those events, that's fine with me. I think I'm sitting pretty if he doesn't. Because this deck, just being able to chain those 10 costs on the field is huge. Especially the new OP13 blocker one. Ooh, just attaching 4, swinging 10. I'll go down to 1, I feel like. I feel like going down to 1 is fine. And got that right there. I think I'm going to go in now with this Dragon. Let's see, do Dragon. Put back this 2K, 2K. Get Sabo on the field. Do the double. The daily double. I think I can cycle away Garp. Grab Waxing Fist. That's pretty nice because then I can leave one up. We'll go ahead now. Do I want to get rid of this Jozu? I don't think I need to get rid of this Jozu. I think I can ignore it. Maybe if he blocks right here, I'll go ahead and do it. Now at this point, I should be thinking about blocking with one of the Sabos because then if I do that, if I block with one of the Sabos, then I have a space open to be able to play Stussy and get rid of my Koala to be able to knock out whatever it is right here. So he's going to block right there. He's running out of cards in hand. I think, honestly, I'm going to go aggressive and swing 8 here. I think I'm just going to go aggro with my blockers while I can because there's no tax beard there. So Radical Beam's out of there. I like that the Radical Beam was used. He's still pretty healthy, though, so it's still a close game. There's that Whitebeard. That's fine, because, again, we'll just Stussy out of it. I just got to make sure that I block on this turn. The 2 Don's probably going to Ace and Jozu, I'd imagine. So more than likely, probably going to 0 on this play, because I can go to 10 on one of them, but probably not the other. Oh, and he's swinging here. So, actually, I could just let this go because this frees up the spot that I was talking about earlier. And I think I can still not go down to 0. Not a 10,000 power swing, 9,000 power swing, this guy swing. I can go... Oh, I forgot to hit block there. So I think what I should have done is I should have blocked and then 1K it out of it. But little bit of a missequence on that. So let's go ahead and do this. Trash, trash. Give +2 right here. Now we can go ahead, swing 7. And this is probably the part where if we swing 9 here, he probably gets out of it maybe. Because this is just a 2K and or leader effect. Yeah, so there's the leader effect. Might counter out of this swing. And then we can, like, swing this 10 at Jozu. If, maybe I just want to go at face. Put the pressure on him. And even if he, like, red rocks right here, I think I'm fine because I have Waxing Fist. So I don't think I can lose with the 2 swings. I do not have another Stussy, though, if he tries to do another 10-drop blocker, which is a little tough. But then I just try to outlast him with my, like, blockers and stuff. I think I can pitch one of these dragons. I don't think I need any more. I could have grabbed a 2K, but... leave the option that another blocker could come in if I wanted to. The 2K was actually probably better. Okay, so he does have another one of those out, which is a problem a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. He's got a fair amount of cards in hand, but I have a fair amount of swings. Wonder if he goes for board at this point. It would only just be a 1K that I need to get out of these, so we could just go there. Okay. I think I can just block. Yeah, I don't think I'd need to give up my Waxing Fist yet. So let's do this. Dragon, put back, 2K, 2K, and 2K. Get Sabo back on the field. Use their effect here. Leave one open. Go ahead, swing 8. Okay, 6. Still got to give me another card here. Then Dragon goes in. I feel like he's going to free block at least some point. I think I have to cycle away my Sabo. I think I have to find a 2K. This 2K actually might matter a lot. So there's Radical Beam. Just go 10K again. I wonder if I can win right here. Maybe he has like no more counter. Because I think he already used the leader effect. Yeah, there's that. Just go again, 10 here. I could go 11, but I'm not confident enough with it. Ooh, no more counter and getting the win there. And so that's the 3 matches. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I like this deck. I think this deck is a ton of fun. Oh, I forgot to say GG's. There's a little bit of sequencing, and a lot of the games kind of feel the same in a sense because, like, you're always trying to get the Sabo out. The Sabo just the most important key, and there's some things you do have to figure out, like the amount of Rev Army characters in your trash to be able to use off the Dragon effect, but once you start to get in a rhythm of that, it's pretty fun. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.